Okay, so welcome back. So in this example, we're going to use the trapezoidal rule, and we're going to use 4 subintervals to estimate this integral. Okay, so we're going to do T4. That's what we're going to calculate. And again, what is this T4? It's going to be 1/2 delta x times f of x sub 0, because we're going to use the endpoints, right? So it's going to be f of x sub 0, then plus 2 times f of x1, plus 2 times f of x2, plus 2 times f of x3, plus f of x4. Okay, so again, that's the trapezoidal rule. That's the form. That's the formula, if you will. Okay. So what do we need to know? Well, we need to know delta x. Well, delta x is again equal to b minus a over n, which in this case is a and b are right here, 0 to 1, and then n is 4, so it's going to be 1 minus 0 over 4, which gives us a fourth. Okay, so then our subintervals, right? So we need our subintervals. So our subintervals are going to go from 0 to a fourth, right? And then from a fourth to a half, and then from a half to 3/4, and then finally our fourth subinterval is 3/4 to 1. And so now all we're going to do is stick this in here. So this is a fourth, right? So a fourth times a half is an eighth. And then this just becomes this value, right? So here's our function x squared. So this is going to become x sub 0 squared, right? So again, this is x sub 0, x sub 1, x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 2, x sub 3, x sub 3, x sub 4. Okay, so then x sub 0 squared plus 2 times x sub 1 squared plus 2 times x sub 2 squared plus 2 times x sub 3 squared plus x sub 4 squared. Okay, notice that the middle terms are doubled, right? So only the last 2 terms that are not doubled. Or excuse me, not the last 2 terms, the first and last term is what I meant to say. Okay, so now all we do is plug and chug at this point, right? Because we've got all the values, so it's going to be 1/8 times 0 squared plus 2 times a fourth squared plus 2 times a half squared plus 2 times 3/4 squared plus 1 squared. And so then this becomes 0 plus, well, this is going to be 1/16, right? 1/16 times 2 is an eighth. Plus, this is going to be 1/4 times 2, which is 2/4, which is the same as 4/8. Plus 3/4 squared, which is going to be 9/16 times 2, which is going to be 9/8. And then 1 squared is 1, right? Which is the same thing as 8/8. Okay, and the reason why I put them all as eighths is so I can easily add these fractions. So if we add these together, what do we get? We get 17, 18 plus 2, which is 22 eighths, or multiply that by 8, we get 22 64ths, which gives us 11 32nds. And that is the answer. And that's it. Have a great day.